Hello, Moment friends! Andang here, taking a preview look at Planet Coaster. The game is actually in early alpha. This is actually the first build of alpha. And here's the main menu. We're going to be looking at how to build a coaster, but first I just wanted to show this off. If you had watched my first video on this, this is the map that we're at, the Swashbuckling Shore, and it is the most completed map, it seems. It's kind of their flagship map. And you can actually load your different saves here. This is just a really nice UI. You can pick your character and do things, all sorts of things like that. We're actually going to go to the large ravine here, just because it shows off some of the terrain features that you can do. Look how quickly that loaded. That was seconds. Less than probably 5 seconds. That loaded in. That was amazingly fast. That's crazy. Okay. So, very basic park, as you can see, just nothing here really. You wouldn't even call this a park, but there is the entrance, which is pretty cool. It's got a clear piratey theme, which is really the only thing that's in the game right now. There are a few others, but pirate seems to be the main focus at the moment. And look at this ravine. This terrain is amazing, absolutely amazing. And you could not build anything remotely like this in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 because they're now building in a 3D space. The terrain is no longer just like building mounds and things like that. You can actually form and create arches and things like that in a 3D space that is unlike anything that we've seen before. And it's super duper cool. And you can build these huge like bridges that bridge the gap. And this system is not currently in the game, but they have showed it off in various videos. It will be in a future build of Alpha in the near future. It looks super duper awesome. So anyway, this is kind of our backdrop for our coaster. So let's go ahead and build a coaster. And we're just going to build it right here on this main platform because I'm too lazy to build a bridge over to the other place. Or what we could do, oh, this would be cool. Let's actually build it on up right here so that their main entrance is right into the coaster. Let's actually build it up at a bit higher than the main path here, maybe a little bit lower. There we go, right there. Right, and we go straight into coaster building. Yeah, that's a good height. So what we could do is go up and then come down, or we could just go straight down into this ravine and maybe down over there. I think we're actually going to build up first because I don't like chains at the end. We're going to have one, but I don't really like them. So we're going to go ahead and build on up. And so you can see there's different tools for each of the 3 axes. And if I actually move behind here, you'll be able to see a little bit better. And you can actually take away free camera and it will move. It'll lock it into place so that you'll stay in line with the track. So you can see we can move that way, we can move up, and we can also move left and right. So let's go ahead and move on up. Lock in the chain, and you can just click and it'll build on up for you. And so now you can see we got a nice little ramp starting. Let's actually curve it up even further for this last little part. Little being a relative term. Alright, and then let's curve it down just one. So it creates this nice little hill on up at the top here. And let's take the link way down so that we have a nice little down with the chain still, and then we take the chain off. And now we're going to create really long paths because they're a lot smoother when you do that. So let's see, yeah, we'll go down a little bit right here, but then I want to actually turn. So that's actually a little too much. Let's turn like that. and have it be just a little bit banked. Not too much, just a little. And let's actually pull it up a bit so that it's not continuing this downward spiral. And you can see we got this nice natural-ish curve here. Let's bank it a bit more. And now it is actually curving on up. I think we're going to go under that down there. Yeah, that'll work. So we'll curve up a bit, then curve back on down. So what we actually want to do is straighten this out a bit. Not too much just yet. And there we go. So this is the part where it's going to turn right on back up. You can actually change the amount that it locks into place here for you. So if you want to have complete freeform, you can actually do that, and I guess I'll show that right now. So now I can move in any direction I want at any angle, and it will do that for you. I actually don't want that because right now we're trying to build very straight and have some nice flowing stuff, but I will do that later, probably at a different part. Or actually, we need to make this be a little bit more precise. So let's actually do that right there. So now you're actually curving back. I don't know if I actually like that. We need to keep it like that first. And then let's curve down a bit, and you'll notice that the height now no longer moves in angles too. You can now have any amount of height you want. We're actually going to curve down. And now we're going to really curve down. Go way down to where we can be down in here. And actually, I don't want it to be that steep right there. Let's curve it on up a bit. Okay, so this looks pretty good. Alright, and what we could do is actually a huge, huge loop if we wanted to. Around this thing. I don't know how well that would work, but we could do that if we wanted to. Part of me wants to go ahead and test this out and see how the first part of it is, but I think we're just going to keep moving forward. So let's actually curve this on up. And curve it on up a bit more. And then curve it on up a bit more. Oh, you can't. Well, I guess we're not going to be able to. Let's see. Somewhere around here there should be a loop. Yeah, but they're really small. I wonder if we can grow it up here. Nope. Alright, so that's a little bit limited right now. We're going to have to ignore that idea then. And instead, we do want to curve back on up because we're very low to the ground here. We're actually going to go straight into a bank that's curving up. But we don't want it to be that drastic just yet. So yeah, let's actually curve it back a bit more. And then now we're going to start to curve. It's a little bit too drastic. There we go, and curve this a bit more. Let's actually make that be less. There we go. Alright, so now we're just moving on up. There we go. So I think that that is high enough for the second. We went up this huge curve. Let's actually start to straighten out a bit and curve a bit more that way. And now we're going to straighten out entirely and curve back a bit, not entirely back yet. And then there we go. I actually did not mean to continue moving up, but we did, so we're just going to let that be the way it is. I think, yeah, we'll do that. Alright. And that was not the one I meant to do. Take that back. Curve it down a bit. And now we want to actually go down even further. Actually, probably on this previous stretch. Go down even further. And even further. And even further. Well, we're getting close to the bottom here, actually. We need to do that instead. And if you notice, it automatically flattened it out for us, which is really nice. Right now you can't get too close to the ground, which is kind of unfortunate, but it also is safer not being that close to the ground, so that's understandable. So far we've gone in a circle. Just in case you were wondering. Alright, let's actually continue that forward. Then now what we're going to do is curve off to the side a bit. Go even more drastic, and tighter curve. We're going to try curve before we hit this rock. Okay, good. We did it. Now, let's see here. We probably don't want to go straight out of that. Let's keep the curve up a bit. Now we'll straighten out. And do the same thing here. We're still curving a bit. That's okay. And I feel like we probably have a lot more momentum that we should really be moving up at this point. Let's actually undo that last one. And come on back. Whoop. That was weird. It lost the lock there. Alright. Okay, apparently has trouble with terrain. Coaster building is still very much in alpha. I think we found a problem. Luckily that shouldn't be too big of a problem. There we go. And that actually might be too high, I'm thinking. Let's actually curve it back down a bit. Come back down a bit. Let's actually get it to be a bit more straight there. Actually start curving down here. And straightening out. There we go. So I really enjoy this process. It's very relaxing, and it's just actually a lot of fun to be building this coaster. So, let's see here. I wonder if we can actually get back to station without having to have a chain. We're going to find out, but not very easily. Alright, so first we want to raise things up again a bit, and then curve in the opposite direction at a fairly good bank. And we can't do that because that's too low. Raise it up. We want a tighter turn. Actually, what we should probably do is curve left and then come up and then come back. Yeah. There we go. I think we are moving vertically up. Yep. Okay, let's move vertically up a bit more. And you notice we're curving without a bank, and that's because this is a fairly gradual curve, actually. And whoops, we did not mean to keep moving up. There we go. Curve on around. Straighten out a bit. Straighten out, and start curving that direction. So one thing I don't like is that there's no preview of what's going on, which is kind of annoying. So I guess we're still curving down, which is not actually what we wanted. And so you can't see the test train like you could in the previous Roller Coaster Tycoon, which is very frustrating. Okay, so we actually want to make this shorter so that we'll be able to make it longer to link in, if that makes any sense at all. Hopefully it will be in a second. It's not the easiest to link up your coaster, typically. So let's now make it longer to make it know that we want to move back in. And there we go. So it popped it into place there for us. So we're now connected. What we want to do is fix this, which yes, you can actually now fix different pieces, and this piece is weird, so we're going to try to move it back. And this is not the best tool, I've noticed. It could use improvement. I wonder if we move it down, if that changes the editing. Not exactly. So if we move that, then we move this piece over, then we move this piece over, gets to be a little bit better. We actually want to vertically move this down as well. So there we go. Now, let's try this out. This does glitch out a little bit every now and then, but hopefully it will work. So we need to place our entrance. And place our exit. You can actually place them on the other side of this as well. So now let's add a queue. Zoom in a lot. Actually angle this down quite a bit. Man, it keeps zooming out. Okay, let's actually undo that because it seems that we are going to have to curve around first before we intersect with this, which is fine. Just curve like that, then curve down. And we're going through a tree, we'll delete the tree later. Actually, we don't need to go all the way down. Yeah, right by the tree. This will be great. Go there, then curve back up. Then curve on in. I almost forgot, we actually don't build it all the way. Let's now add the ticket booth. And just to make things a little bit better, do that. There we go. Now we got our entrance. Now we just need the exit. Let's go ahead and build path. Well, we don't need the exit to test, so let's not worry about that. So now this is very much so alpha. We have to go into debug, and let's go ahead and add just this main train. I actually don't like that one, so let's not do that. Close, move trains. Let's see, let's actually do that one. There we go. And let's go ahead and open it on up. And then you do have to exit and then click again to be able to test it. And so there should be people coming into our park very soon. So yeah, here they come, and it's actually pretty cool when they first enter the park. And I wish I could move closer, but I can't. But you can see they just come in this huge flood because it's like the park's opening day, and so there's of course a ton of people there at the start. I don't know if you've ever been at the opening of a theme park, but it's a huge event, especially when it's a major day. And they usually have even like a contest to allow certain people to get in first, depending on certain things, and so they can actually get in early before the park actually officially opens. And it's really cool. Usually they will march in with the mascots and things like that. It's just a big celebration. So all these people are coming to ride our coaster. And so if we speed up time here, we will be able to. Now, another thing I don't like is that there's no real way to test coasters currently without having them be open to the public, which I suppose is not the worst thing in the world. Now, be honest, if you saw this huge giant ravine and a coaster just crazily in the middle, I don't know if I would actually go on this. This is pretty ridiculous. This is the whole park. It's just this coaster, and it just goes around and then down and then back up, and then you're home. So I'm very excited to be riding this. Oh, we forgot to delete the palm tree. Let's actually move the palm tree. You know, we don't need to delete it. Let's move it right there. And this other one's just a little bit in the way. So let's move it as well. Let's put it right there. There we go. That way we didn't have to delete anything, and we still got our nice looking park here. Alright, so let's actually go ahead and get on this ride, if we can here. We're now in the cinematic camera. Not too big of a hill. Really hope everyone will be able to get back on this. Alright. Let's actually move over to the watching one. There we go. Now we can see how it's filling on up. Super cool. That's going to be really rough, that part, assuming we even get that far, because I'm not sure that it's powerful enough to do that. Alright, so we're getting quite the line here. Lots of people coming in to try the brand new coaster that will probably kill you if you're not careful. Alright, here we go. You'll notice it actually kept one open because they wanted to go on a group, which actually happens at parks. Just look at how beautiful this is. This is awesome. We're literally just looking at a coaster track, and yet it looks like the most visually amazing coaster track ever in a game. I mean, it's really, really good. The long way up to the top. Right, here we go. Down under. On around. That is a little bit jerky. We did not build it the best, but it works. Still got a good amount of speed. I think we might, maybe, possibly, probably not be able to make it back to the station. We'll see. And this part actually works without the bank, which is great. Alright, that actually is not a bad coaster. It is very fast at the end though. You don't really get an idea of how fast you're going until the end. So we could probably put some brakes at the end. But that's great. It made it all the way around. That's fantastic. One thing that is not in the game yet is that you cannot add multiple trains yet, which is kind of annoying. How many people are waiting for this anyway? Yeah, good amount. Oh man, she's excited. Okay, this time we have 4 people in the front row here. We're actually going to watch the whole coaster from this angle. And let's go ahead and speed up time so we can get up the top of the hill here. Alright, here we go. Whoa, it just got dark. Okay, reminder it is alpha. Right, this looks jerky. I love how they put up their hands and none of them put up their hands at the same time. It's just really cool. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, look at how they move in their chairs. It's ridiculous. They actually react to the way that the coaster's moving. And it makes it look like it's actually really going through and they're really riding the ride. Sometimes it's a little bit obnoxious how much they react, but it is alpha and, you know, they're still building it. And it's just amazing. They react to how the ride moves, and it's just really, really cool. There we go. Alright, so let's actually add some brakes on the end here, and then I think that'll be all that we need to do. But to do that, let's pause time. In the current build, you have to actually close stuff, which will make them want to go away, and then we open debug, edit track, this part, put in the brakes. Yeah, that should be enough, I hope. Oh no, I think I actually don't want brakes here, so take that out. Put the brakes here. There we go. Okay, so we did that. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Uh-oh. That's not gonna be good. Because that's gonna glitch it out. Because this is early. Alright, there we go. So you can see these people are actually still here. Just floating in midair. Alright, let's make sure that we did... Alright, so yeah, that undo did take away the brakes. Let's put them back in. There we go. And now let's X out of this. Now if we look, there's actually all types of different rolls and loops and all sorts of stuff. And you can do all sorts of crazy inverted pretzels and all sorts of stuff. Alright, so let's actually build the path because I feel bad for these people. Let's make sure that they can get home. Oh, okay. Apparently that does that. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. You know what? Let's actually build this off and change the length. Well, 2's fine. No, we don't want to go that way. Okay, let's actually curve back up. Back up. Alright, yeah, don't do that. Stop that. Okay. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's curve our camera. And now we're messing with all sorts of other stuff. Okay, there we go. Make it flat. Awesome. Okay. Sorry about that. Now we can curve on over, and then curve on over. Then we can actually gradually move on up. There we go, and I don't know why it keeps zooming out on this map. It doesn't do that on the other one that I was trying out. Alright, so let's actually flatten there. Whoops. One too many. Alright, and the path system could use some work. They need to focus on that a bit, I think. Alright, let's actually curve at 90 degrees. There we go. Make our way on up again. Okay, and then let's take that off. And curve this on in. There we go. Now we got our path on up. And before we forget, let's not start time again, and instead add train, reopen, everybody will be happy. There we go. Nothing messed up. Okay, so now let's watch this one more time. This time from the front again. And actually we can, let's see here. Actually watch it from a different spot on the train. So here we go, we're watching it from the middle part. Once again, let's speed up time to go up here. I'm just pressing O in game. Just seeing the hands come up is awesome. I mean, it feels like that you're actually on a coaster. It's super awesome. It's absolutely unbelievable how real that they have animated rides now. It's super cool. And coaster design is just so much better. And they actually move the camera in and out as you lose and gain speed, and it's just so cool. They did such a great job, and it's only the first build of Alpha. Alright, and there the brakes work, and it's not near as fast going in. You could probably use another round of brakes, but that's good enough for now. Thank you everyone for watching. I absolutely love this game, if you could not tell. This is, of course, once again, Planet Coaster. It is currently $30 on their website, and it is apparently going to be going up in price when it actually releases. So if you want it early, you can go ahead and buy it on there now and get it cheaper than when it actually releases. The Alpha access is actually $75 because they have kind of a Kickstarter model. I personally think that it is worth it. If you're really excited and you absolutely loved Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, then I think that this would be a good idea for you maybe. Once again, this is done by the same developers who did Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, even though it's no longer being published by Atari. Frontier is now a studio all on their own and publishing this themselves. So if you're interested in playing this game in the early access variety, then you can do that. Or if you just want to buy it, you can do that. Or if you don't want to buy it, you can do that too. Whatever you want to do. But I absolutely love this game. I'm definitely going to be doing a series at some point. It is just super awesome. So anyway, thank you everyone for watching. If you have any questions or want me to show anything, feel free to ask in the comments below, and I will show that part of the game. But anyway, thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you again real soon for more content. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button below. And if you'd like to see more of my daily content, feel free to subscribe, and you'll be notified when that new content comes out. And also, if you'd like to help support my channel and help me continue to create high quality videos, feel free to support me on Patreon, and you can get all sorts of great rewards in the process. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another video.